everything I love about this program, and then all of a sudden, the one thing that I was really hoping it had that I didn't think it did, it does have.
Originating from deep inside the Rocky Mountains, transported through the power of the internet, and arriving inside your tiny earbuds. It's the Appraiser Coach Podcast.
Minisode.
And welcome to the program. All right, that's all the singing you're going to get today. Welcome to another minisode. Oh, what was that? We better put that in an Easter egg. Welcome to this minisode. Dustin here is hanging out with you once again in the podcast chair. It's good to be with you. I want to talk to you about technology today, but before I get into the topic at hand, let's talk about another piece of technology, and that is ANow software. ANow is helping you. It's helping me do more, ownership of your business. How do you keep track and manage your business? ANow does it for you, folks. I'm kidding you not. It is amazing. Check them out. Go to anow.com. It's ANOW.com. All right, folks, for many years, I've used communication tools, various types of communication tools in my business. I think the first Walkie Talkie type communication tool that I used years ago was called Heytel, Heytell, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the whole world because I could send audio back and forth, and I'll tell you, it's probably saved my life. I kid you not. I tend to do probably a little more than I should be doing while I'm driving. Now, keep in mind, I'm in a rural area. If I was going to hurt anybody, it would be myself. I don't hardly see any other buddy out there. Now, I'm not texting, of course. I would never do that. But I probably do a little too much on my phone while I'm driving. Let's just be honest. Heytel was the ability for me to punch a button while I'm driving down the road, say something, hit another button, and off it went into the atmosphere and downloaded on the other end of a smartphone. And I've done a lot of communicating over the years using Heytel. We then went to another program called Voxer, Voxer. We were with Voxer for many, many years, and it was a great one as well. We moved several years ago to another program called WhatsApp, WHATSAPP. Very similar. You could send texts, you could send photos, you could send videos, and you could use it as a walkie-talkie with the audio feature. Super cool. And I've been using these types of programs for many, many years. Well, with the recent change to True Footage, we've been kind of forced, if you will, at gunpoint, to move to a new format. Now, I'll be honest with you, I wanted to move to this new format years ago. In fact, about a year and a half, maybe even 2 years ago, we did a deep dive study into this new program, or at least what was new to me. And I did it because my mentor, who I've talked about before, Ben, uses this program and just raves about it and talks about, how you can set up channels and you can communicate with people and it's great and this, that, and the other. And I said, yeah, that's wonderful. But as we dug into it, we realized that it did not have that walkie-talkie feature. And honestly, that's the main reason I used this other. I mean, I can use text. I can use email just like anybody else can, but the main reason that I was using WhatsApp and Voxer and Heytel was because of the walkie-talkie feature, and this program did not have it. And I'll be honest with you, when True Footage said, hey, guess what, this is the communication tool that we are going to use, I was like, really? Really? Come on, no. And so I started using it. I'll tell you what it is in just a minute. Hang on to your britches. And I thought, this is cool. This is awesome. It's actually really user-friendly. I can use it. I've got it open on my desktop. I've got it on my phone. I can get notifications. I can turn off notifications for certain channels. You can set up as many direct messages as you want, DMs. You can set up as many group messages as you want. I just set up one for a holiday party. Yes, I know it's getting late in the year for a holiday party, or early in the years, whatever the case you want to look at it. But with everything going on in December, we put it off. But we've got employees across the world, and obviously we can only get together with the ones that are local. So I just created a channel called Those That Live in Idaho, and I started sending out messages about our upcoming dinner party. And it's great. It really, really, really works well, with the exception of I was really concerned that it didn't have the walkie-talkie feature. And then that all changed. We were at a staff meeting a couple of weeks ago, and I said, guys, we're just going to, we were in the process of transitioning, and I said, we're just going to have to go away from WhatsApp, and I'm sorry about that, but that's just the way it's going to be, and blah, 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 blah. And I said, I'm really sad that it doesn't have the walkie-talkie feature. And one of my colleagues, Tyler, pipes up in the staff meeting and says, what's this little microphone thing? And I'm like, oh, I'm sure it's voice to text. And he, literally on the staff meeting, he says, no, I think it's not. So I said, okay, send me one. So he, on the staff meeting, we're sitting there on Zoom, and he says, hey, test 1, 2, 3, and then he hits send, and all of a sudden on my phone it pops up, hey, test 1, 2. I was like, you got to be kidding me. This is awesome. This is awesome. Everything I love about this program, and then all of a sudden, the one thing that I was really hoping it had that I didn't think it did, it does have. I'm going to come back from the break in just a little bit with the name of the program. Of course, you know that because you've already clicked on the episode, and it's titled with the name. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll keep it a secret. I want to pause here and remind you that there is a secret out there, if you want to call it that I think most appraisers know at this point. But what is it? What does it do? ANOW software, folks, it not only keeps track of each and every order, reminds you when something is coming up that's going to be due. Hey, dummy, get this thing done because it's due tomorrow, right? ANOW will do that. It will keep track of your revision rates. It will keep track of your clients. It will keep track of everything that you do as an appraiser. Absolutely love this program. ANOW is the program, and 30% off for the first 3 months. That's a ton, folks. Add that up. That's almost 100% off for 1 month. ANOW software, anow.com, and just use the coupon code podcast30. That's PODCAST 30. Welcome back, folks, to this wonderful mini-sode. I want to share with you the name of the software. You may have already guessed it. Many of you might already be using it. But if you don't, if you aren't, I would highly recommend that you consider it. The name of the company is Slack, S-L-A-C-K, and it is amazing. I've used Haytel, I've used Voxer, I've used WhatsApp, I've used email, I've used text, I've used it all. There's nothing that quite compares to this great program called Slack, S-L-A-C-K. Check it out. I think it's slack.com. Yes, I think there's a free version, and we definitely use the paid version. There's a lot of cool things in there. Maybe with the free version, I don't think it does the Walkie Talkie feature with the free version. Sorry, but it is a great, great feature, and it's something I think that every appraiser can use. Folks, we talk about this kind of stuff all the time. In fact, in my newsletter, and this goes out once a month, the newsletter, by the way, is a digital version. It's also an audio version, so you can actually listen while you drive around and do those stupid comp pictures that you hate. Make your comp pictures funner with the playbook that comes out every single month. And part of that playbook has to do with technology, has to do with tips and tricks. We call it the 2-point conversion, and every month I give you 2 tips. Tip number 1, tip number 2. Guess what the tip was in March? Slack. That's right. We're going to be talking about Slack and why to use it, and that's the kind of good information you get being a part of the All-Star team. Check them out. Check us out. Go to our website, my website, theappraisercoach.com, and click on memberships.
You've been listening to the Appraiser Coach podcast with Dustin Harris. If you like what you hear, please give us a 5-star rating and post a short review on iTunes. For more in-depth insider information on how you can make more money as a real estate appraiser, visit theappraisercoach.com and sign up for the All-Star team today. Thanks for joining us. And now, get out there and create some value.